This is a new addition to Drager's clubhouse. This 1970 XKE Jaguar. Look how nice this thing is. It's been stripped of bare metal and repainted. Interior's nice on it. We haven't touched it yet, so it'll even look better when we get finished with it. But you can just see it's all clean and nice and everything. It runs really good. I drove it down the road and back, and it's just a great driver. Hi, I'm Jerry Drager, Drager's International Classic Sales in Burlington, Washington. I want to show you this 1970 XKE Roadster here that I just bought recently, and I got to tell you, it's a beautiful car. The guy stripped it and had, I think he said, 7 coats of paint on this thing, and I mean, the paint is beautiful. There's a couple little spots in it I've found, but nothing I can really point out and say, oh, look how bad this is or anything. It's great. Chrome was good. It all looks good. And I want to tell you, when you drive it, you're really happy with how it drives. You can see it's got the knockoff wheels on there and the spoked wheels, and it looks good. Got the disc brakes on. You know, it's got 4-wheel disc brakes on here too. And of course, you got the 3 wiper blades on here. It's pretty neat. So you have all that going. We just got this brand new boot in. Took a while to get it. Like everything is a little bit slow. But you can just see how nice this car is. Look at the interior, the leather seats and stuff. They must have been replaced. They look really, really good. But you know, this horn button right here, this centerpiece on the horn, that's original. And you can see the air conditioning vents across there. Yeah, I mean, you just don't see those vents on there. I've looked for cars with air conditioning, and I just don't find them. Later ones you do, but not the new ones. Anyway, it's just, you can just see how nice everything is. Closes good. Got the rack on back here, and this is your gas filler right there. Nothing exciting, but it's there. You can just see how nice this chrome is. The other thing is, the backup lights work on this thing. I didn't expect that. So, but they work. All the lights work good. I'm really impressed with how well it runs. Now I'm going to pull the trunk, and you can see this. And you've got to you look at the photos. You can go all the way down. I took the spare out, everything, so you can see the whole thing. You can see underneath there, and it's all clean and nice, and it looks good. Closes nice and easy. Does the radio work? I don't remember if the radio works on this thing.
I don't recall.
I don't know either. But everything works really nice on this car. And you can just see it's all straight. I forgot to point out, but there is a spot over there on the other side. It's got a hole in it, and it's from battery acid, from running off the battery. At first we thought maybe this was a rust hole here, but what it is, I think, is battery acid that's gotten it, because look right here, there's the battery. It's right above it. Not only that, they set the battery at a little bit of an angle, so if it gets over full or if it bubbles somehow or another, it's going to run right off and go down in there. So anyway, this is a car, if you want a Jaguar, you will really like owning this car. I want to show you this engine compartment on this car. I look at a lot of cars and stuff, and you can see that this thing is really clean and nice. You can look down in here, and you can just see it's clean and all looks good. This is all clean and nice. Now, we had a little bit of hand in it. We added a little, the gold wasn't all there, so we added it back in and touched that up, and we've cleaned on it. But you can just see how clean all this is, the frame up front there and the suspension and all that. And the underside of this hood is all really good and nice. You know, I'm not telling you it's a show car. It sure shows nice. And you can just see how nice that is. And it's neat because it's got 2 features on here you don't see very often. One of them, I saw a couple of them with power steering, but not much. I looked and I couldn't find any with the air conditioning. Now, I've seen air on like 1974 with the V12 in it and all that. They got automatics back in 74 and stuff, but this is still a 4-speed transmission on here, as you'll see in the driving video. And you can just see how clean it is, and look at this underside of this bonnet. It's just clean and nice and looks good. I mean, you can look down here in the frame and the A-frames, and all that stuff is all just good. So this valve right here is bad. They've ordered one of these valves and they haven't got it in yet. If we get that in, we can have the air working. And they've checked the whole system out, and that's all we need. But sometimes it takes a long time to get some parts. The air should blow cold because everything checked out good on the air system when they were here checking it. Anyway, I just wanted to show you this engine compartment. This thing, it just runs so nice. Now I want to show you, I had this out this morning to take photos early to get the weather, but you can see it's been sitting here quite a long time now, and it hasn't been started 5 hours, 6 hours, so it's cold right now. It probably needs choke now. You got to listen to the video going down. I mean, this thing just runs so nice, and it's quiet, and it's just smooth, really, really smooth. So, anyway, just wanted you to hear that, how well it runs. Show you the lights on here. Headlight, tail light. That's the backup lights right there he just had on. There's the running lights, brake lights, turn signals. And there's the backup lights again, of course. So all that works good. Headlights, high beam, low beam, turn signals. How do you like those wipers? 3 blades. How's that? Huh? Pretty neat. They work good. And we got a horn. Loud horn. Man, it's loud. I like this car. This is one beautiful car. I gotta tell you, we've looked at it a lot, and look, it's really, really nice. Just see how nice the sides are and everything. It just looks good. And it runs and drives great too. What a beautiful car. I've always thought this for years and years and years. I think it's the sexiest car ever built. They got the lines, I'll tell you. I want to tell you, this is a really nice car. I keep saying that all the time. But I gotta be the nicest Jag I had. I had a 65, was that last year? 65. Yep. It was a nice car. It turned out good, and the guy is really, really happy with it. And that bought it. I'll tell you what, anybody buys this car will be real happy. Boy, it shifts nice, it sounds good, it runs good. It runs well. Speedometer is about right, 50 and 50. Yep, 50 and 50, there you go. So that's working good. The clock doesn't work.
We've been running it just idle and taking photos, the temperature just staying right where it's at.
Yep, that's neat. I mean, this car is way above average. The oil pressure's good. Battery's charging good. Temperature's staying good. And we got about a quarter tank, if it's correct. I want to tell you, it's quiet in here. You don't hear rattles or anything on this car. It's really clean too. I mean, you want to watch the photos and the video and see how clean this is. The engine compartment's really clean and nice. This car's had a really good life, I'd say. We're heading out onto the freeway. Sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's hard to show you a whole lot. This is 70-mile-an-hour zone right through here, and they like to go faster than that. Faster when you got cars right behind you and you got trucks all over the place. But you can see how nice this thing runs and drives. How's it handling, Bud?
Yes. Straight down the road. I didn't feel anything in the wheel.
Yeah,
it's solid.
Boy, that's a nice car. I'm not sure if I want to sell it now. But I will. I can't keep them all. We just wanted to show you how well it runs and drives down the freeway. It's amazingly quiet, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, the engine's quiet, the whole car's quiet.
Yeah, it's very easy to drive. All the controls, steering, everything. I mean, just one finger going around the corner there.
Well, it does have power steering.
Yeah.
That's something that most Jags don't have, is power steering. This also got factory air, but we can't show it to you because we got a part that we got on order, and when we get it in, we'll get it. But like everything nowadays, you got to wait and wait and wait for stuff. But we've had it all checked over and everything else, so you knew it was just the one part he needed. It's on the compressor. So the system seemed really good to him, so it should work just fine. Andrew wants to be a race car driver now. Man, that's smooth, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever driven as smooth a Jag as this. I don't know. I had a beautiful XKE convertible, and I drove it for quite a while. It was a great car, but nothing like this. No, this is good. Isn't that a good looking car?
Should have had my turn signal on. Show you the underside of this 70 Jag XKE. It's very clean under here. It's not show, but it's very nice. It's probably all original undercoat and stuff that I'll show you here shortly. But These exhaust tips are definitely not original. Those are stainless tips, and the resonators. Anyway, got good rubber on all four corners. There's not a whole lot to show you. Everything's clean on this car. There's one spot that looks like it was patched, and it's very tiny. It's up on the the driver's side front there. I'll get to it in a bit, but rear differential looks like it's all in good shape. There's the rear brakes that are tucked in way in there. We were just looking at how you even get the calipers off there. It looks like you gotta go ahead to even get them out if you wanted to change them at all. But anyway, we had it serviced at Black Market Speed, and so it's all good to go. It's been serviced and safety checked. So look at that. That looks like original undercoat to me. But the rockers are all in good shape. And the sheet metal's all good. We got dual exhaust. There's your two mufflers there, which obviously I showed you the two tips in the back there, but just continuing forward. This is the spot I was telling you about right here. You can see where somebody's welded that seam around there. So this little plate, I don't know why it would have rotted right there and nowhere else, but it did. But this rocker is in good shape too. There's one little spot out here, and it looks like it was probably rust, and it's been there for a long time, and they painted the car just like that. So it's there. That's the worst part in the whole entire car, as far as I've found so far. There's nothing else underside that I can show you. But we get up here to the front of the car, I gotta get back, I'm getting ahead of myself. Here's the bottom of the straight six. I think it's a 4.2. There's the bottom of the transmission. But it's all clean up here. There's a lot of new parts I've noticed up here in the steering and suspension parts. You can see a lot of the bushings and stuff in the, I guess that's the end of the idler arm or whatever that is on the end of the rack and pinion steering there. So both sides, maybe that's a whole new rack. I don't know. I can see that's all new up there too, but looks like a lot of these nuts and stuff, they look like they're clean and new. And then I think these brake lines up here, they look like they're fresh. The fittings on them look new. And these cotter pins look like they're fresh. The shocks almost look like they're too clean to be having very many miles on them. But anyway, it's a nice car. I can see the front end is very nice. It's got a little road rash there from rubbing something, but this car hangs low to the ground and it's long, so it's got a lot of overhang. But here's another look going back. And this, again, I didn't point this out. This looks like factory paint on here. I mean, it's kind of a real dark burnt orange or whatever you'd call it. Maybe a brown, maroon, or a brown even, but that looks like it's all original. And again, I don't know if that undercoat is all original or not, but I would assume it probably is if this is all original paint under here. It doesn't show up and doesn't look good, but I'm assuming that's factory primer. So this car has not been played with too much. I hope that shows up real well. The color might not show up, but probably this looks black and gross, but that's that's original primer, I'm positive.
One last look for you. Give us a call and come see us. We're open by appointment only, but we're there a lot, so you could call and come see us. We'd be more than happy to have you come see Draeger's Clubhouse.